Just remember, guys, to ask your mommies and daddies for help before you do this. Hi guys, we're going to do an experiment today. So first off, I have a bowl of water and I have some items that I found around my house, and I'm going to see if they sink to the bottom of the bowl or if they float on top. And you guys can try this at home too. Just find a bowl with some water, find some items, and then you can test it. When I'm done testing, if the item sank or if it stayed floating, I am going to sort the items. So here we go. First off, I have a spoon. Now, do you think the spoon is going to sink to the bottom or do you think it's going to float on the top? Let's see. Oh, it definitely sank to the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to try my next item. I have a, let's try the grape. Do you think the grape is going to sink or float on top? Now, I first thought that the grape was going to float, but let me show you what happens. Sank to the bottom. Okay, that one surprised me. Now, the next thing I'm going to try is the chapstick. Do you think the chapstick is going to sink or float? Let's try it. Ah, the chapstick floats. Fascinating. Next, I'm going to try an apple. Now, we talked about how things are heavier and lighter. The apple feels pretty heavy to me, so I'm thinking the apple is going to sink. Let's test it. It's kind of floating. Interesting. Now let's try the leaf I found outside. What do you think? Sink or float? Let's try it. Definitely floating. Now let's try the pencil. Sink or float? There we go. Floating. And next I have a rock. Do you think the rock's going to sink or float? Let's try it. Ooh, it sank really fast. And it's a little rock. It's not really even that heavy, but it definitely sank. Next, let's try the tape. Is the tape going to sink or float? Ah, floating. And next I have some scissors. Do you think the scissors are going to sink or float? They're kind of stuck in the bowl, but definitely sank. Now my last item that I'm going to try is a piece of paper. Do you think the paper is going to sink or float? Let's try it. Ah, floating paper. Okay, so I'm going to take my paper out of the water and I'm going to move my bowl of water. And now I'm going to sort things. On this side, I'm going to put items that sank. On this side, I'm going to put items that were floating on the top. So I have the spoon sank, the grape sank, the rock sank, the scissors sank, I think that's it. Now I thought the apple was going to sink, but it was actually floating. So I'm going to put it over here with my leaf and my paper and my chapstick and my pencil and my tape. So on this side, I have my items that were sinking, and this side, I have my items that were floating. Now, we can actually do one more thing. We can make a pattern. out of the things that sank and floated. So I have sank, float, sank, float, sank, float, sank, and float. And I have 2 extra items that I'm not going to put in my pattern. So I have sank, float, sank, float, sank, float, sank, float. Now, go ahead and try this at home and you can see which household things sank, which household items floated, and then you can sort them, put them into groups, items that sank and items that floated, and then see if you can make a pattern. Okay guys, thanks for watching my experiment. Hope you had fun. See you next time. Bye. Send pictures of things that sink and float.